My husband and 2 friends and 5 kids total are at the beach. Long story short, my husband talked to another female, which I have no issue with, for way too long. I ended up having to intervene, and I looked at the female and said, no disrespect, because she's 21 and was just talking before I turned to my husband, 36, and asked him if he'd want to join his 3 kids and wife on vacation. He tried to gaslight me and say I was overreacting, but thank God I have 2 friends, male and female, who told him it was not okay. Our daughter, 13, almost 14, asked him if she could go to another pool. He said yes, but didn't follow. He stayed with the other female. I could see them, so nothing happened. But I still feel like it was disrespectful. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for sneaking into my husband's messenger? I almost wish I didn't after seeing all these "hey beautiful" and "hey gorgeous" messages that he is sending to another woman, single, several times a week. Now I am stuck with this dreadful feeling. But to ask him about it, I would have to admit my snooping. I fear he will focus on my breach of trust instead of his breach of trust. Am I the a-hole? My neighbor is cooking meat again with their window open, and I knocked on their door to ask them to close the windows. Vegans shouldn't have to be traumatized by smelling murder in the air. Am I the a-hole?
For telling my husband to stop going to the strip club. He spent $1,000 just in the last 3 months on the strip club. He goes with his other married friends. It bothers me that naked women are dancing on my husband, but he thinks I'm overreacting and being jealous because all his other friends are allowed to go out to strip clubs. It's just annoying. I'm home all by myself at night, and my husband is out partying and clubbing with his guy friends. I feel like people are going to ask me to go to a male strip club, but that's not my thing. I don't like clubs, and there aren't even any male strip clubs here. Usually it's just gay guys who are stripping at male strip clubs. Am I wrong?
Am I the a-hole for going out of town for Mother's Day weekend and leaving my husband alone? My husband's mom passed 10 years ago. Mine passed 2 years ago. Mother's Day is hard for us both, but I have adult children who live out of town and want me to come visit them. He's saying he doesn't have anyone to spend the day with to help him with his grief. Am I the a-hole for wanting to spend the weekend with my kids? Am I the a-hole? Daughter is 14. She had a phone last year and broke my trust. I took it away. She hasn't had one since. My mom's BF gave her one without a SIM card to use on Wi-Fi. She really only likes to use Snapchat. Last night at 8 p.m. I found out she had it. I took it from her and told her I would think about her having it. Asked her to log into her Snapchat so I could make sure she was only talking to people she knew and wasn't sending anything inappropriate. After some time she did, I told her she could charge it in the lounge room overnight and I would think about it. Well, at 3 a.m. I woke up. She on the phone. I took it off her. She's woken this morning at 5 a.m. demanding the phone. I've told her no. She's carried screaming and crying for an hour, told me she effing hates me. Woke up her 2 younger siblings, 8 and 4, just generally carrying on like a tool. Would you give in and let her have the phone? Take it for some time but let her have it? Never give it back? Am I the a-hole?
Would I be the a-hole? I'm a mum of 4, and my youngest's birthday falls over Christmas school holidays. My daughter, who's 16 months older's birthday, is in September. We found out last year that the current school they attend is big on birthday parties, as we get quite a lot of invites. My daughter had a birthday party with school friends last year, and my youngest is yet to have one. So I'm wondering, would I be the a-hole to give him a fake birthday date so he can also have the experience? Am I the a-hole for not being comfortable that my partner still keeps in contact with her ex's family? She explained that she grew close to them at the span of her and her ex's 7-year relationship. I have also explained that I didn't like it. The relationship is over. They don't have kids together. What is the point? You know, the worst part is that she keeps lying when I ask her. And then I find out later that they've in fact been talking once again. So am I the a-hole for having boundaries? Would I be the a-hole if I return a package to sender? I don't plan to open it. I honestly don't care what it could be. I haven't spoken to my mother-in-law in months. Honestly, it's been nice. I plan to never speak to her again, but her being in the next city over, me being married to her oldest, and me having her only grandkids, cutting her out will be nearly impossible, especially since husband isn't on board. So package arrived in her handwriting addressed to me. Would I be the a-hole if I return it? It's either that or throw it in a closet somewhere until one of us passes.
At a hotel feeding frenzy. I only needed a plain bagel. Little girl standing in front of the bread bin with tongs in hand, staring into space for several minutes. Her adults were at a table close by. I asked her if she minded if I borrowed the tongs a quick second because I knew exactly what I wanted. She handed them over, but her adults looked at me as if I'd taken candy from a baby. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole? Both my partner and I work in medicine, both very knowledgeable in communicable diseases, etc. We have a 6-month-old and a 3-year-old. Twice in a row, he's come home from working in a busy emergency room hands-on with patients and refuses to shower before getting in bed or spending time with our children. He thinks because he changed his clothes and washed his hands, then he's fine. I'm a germaphobe that has panic attacks over viruses, especially gastro. Am I the a-hole for stripping the sheets out of the bed and refusing to share a bed with him until he showers? I'm currently panicking about what viruses he may have exposed to our children, especially our baby, but I'm apparently the unreasonable one. Am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole? So my mom butchered her credit when she was younger. When we were in the car one day, she brought up how she wants to use my credit. I'm a minor, so I don't have anything yet. To get a loan to buy an RV. I said, no, your credit is horrible, or we'll never pay it back, and therefore you will ruin my credit. She was like, you're going to ruin your credit yourself anyways, and saying how I'm a jerk for not letting her. She asked a couple more times, then proceeded to say she would just use my credit without my permission. Am I the a-hole for telling her I would sue her when I'm older if she did so? In Vegas, I've rented a pool lounge chair, first come first serve, at a hotel I'm not staying at. As per following observed decorum, I placed my towel and backpack, shoes, water bottle, etc., stacked on top of my lounge chair to distinguish it from a chair that is available. I leave to grab a drink from the poolside bar. I watch as a lady goes to my occupied lounge chair, moves my stuff to a side table, and makes herself at home in the chair I've already occupied. I run over and laid into her about using her brain and not expressing she's sorry when she knew what she was doing in the first place. She claimed she didn't see my stuff, after having observed her use her hands to move all my stuff. She says I said I was sorry to, which I replied, I don't care if you're sorry or knew what you were doing. Was I too harsh? Am I the a-hole? My girlfriend is jealous of my daughter. Am I wrong? I'm 25, she's 20. She sent me a long message talking about how my daughter gets more attention than her. My child doesn't live with me, and I get her a few times out the month for a few days. My girl is complaining how she barely gets any attention when she's around. I introduced them around 2 months ago, when I felt like I've been dating her long enough. She thinks my daughter doesn't like her. Mind you, my daughter loves me a lot, and doesn't like to share me with anyone, even my own family, or her mom when I'm around. My girl is at my house damn near every day. I've been nice enough to try and see her point of view, but I think this is just ridiculous. I told her she is a grown woman and should act as such or she can go. Am I wrong? My husband's family refuses to accept me because I am a different religion than they are. His family has never met our children 2 years old and 3 months old. Yesterday, his aunt gave a card addressed only to my husband, congratulating him on the birth of our daughter. I feel extremely disrespected as I literally birthed the child. I want him to say something to his aunt or return the card. He says I am being ridiculous. Am I the a-hole?